I mean, you basically spelled it out, but why particularly do you think, as you go around and speak, why particularly should young people today study the Leo Frank case and the lynching?
Well, it's not the feel-good movie of the summer, and I would rather not know as much about it as I do. But I think for some of the reasons I just said, we can't sleepwalk through life. We need to take an interest in the courts and government. We need to be engaged. And if we're not engaged, things can get out of hand more quickly than we might imagine. And when they get out of hand, bad things happen. And, you know, I don't know whether we could have something exactly like the Leo Frank case today. And if we did, what ethnicities would be involved, what religions, it might break in a different manner than the Frank case did. But the Frank case is a classic. It's anti-Semitism classic. It is, you know, all the elements of sex, wealth, education, industrialization, modernity, going up against poverty, agrarian ideas, terroir, the notion of the land. Mary Phagan was very much a woman of the land, a girl of the land, a Southern flower, as they would have said then. And Leo Frank was seen as this rapacious machine moving through this virginal world of young women. And those kinds of images, which, you know, if you look at modern art of the early 20th century, it's full of artists trying to come to terms with them. We're not done with that. We are not. And in many ways, they're even more complicated, and the riptides are more dangerous now that we have the web and different kinds of social media. There can be alternative realities that become very dangerous. So I think that's why you should study the Frank case, because it's all there out in the open, and you can see it, and you can comprehend it. And I, of course, would say that. I spent 15 years working on a book about it, but I find it pretty fascinating.
And again, we could go on and on. It truly is an incredibly fascinating account. It's extremely detailed. It takes you through the personalities, the players, the trial, the transcripts. So we urge again all our listeners and viewers to go online and take a look at the book, And the Dead Shall Rise. And again, Mr. Oney, thank you so much. Appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Ari, the pleasure is mine. Thank you so much. And just wonderful talking to you. And you're right. I think that if the two of us were having another cup of coffee, we would, and it'd be several hours before we finished.